Anyway, how you doing, Zach?
Well, yesterday I got in trouble because I didn't ask you about your weekend. Even though I'd ask you about your weekend. So I was giving you a wide berth to talk for as long as you wanted to talk there.
But it was just today. You didn't have as much to talk about as I did yesterday. That's okay. I'm good. We can move on.
Okay.
Move on down the field.
Cindy Lou. Good Lord.
Cindy Lou. Really?
Sandy Lou. With two
you.
E's, Lou Who. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
You're looking quite regal today.
Well, I've got a busy day ahead of me. Like, seriously, we are getting ready for our Client Appreciation Night, which comes up this next Monday night.
Yeah,
and
are Boomer and I invited to that?
Absolutely you are. Connor, you can come too because you are loved just as much. So yeah, we're gonna have a huge night and it's gonna be
about that too, by the way.
I bet he was. I bet he was.
If I don't get invited to this client appreciation party, I'm not gonna feel loved.
I know. That's why I had to let him know that he was specifically invited.
So with this client appreciation party, like if we come, which we will, what kind of do we get? Like pedicures, manicures, any of that kind? Is it full blown everything, or is it just?
I mean, if y'all show up, we might even have some tutus for y'all to put on. I mean, we might even go all out with that. Let me adjust my camera here a little bit. There we go. Yeah, and on a side note here, while you're freezing over there, I am like dying over here. It is so hot.
Do you know where the thermostat is over there?
I don't.
Okay, I will call you in the break.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Because
Trust me, that was
it's hot.
when we were over at the studio. The first thing I did was ask Connor. The first thing I did every morning. Oh wait, I beat him there by 20 minutes. He didn't know, but he beat me today. But we'll get to that in a moment. I would go, and there's 2 thermostats in the building, and I found both of them very quickly. And as you could tell, I like it quite cold.
Yeah.
And so it's always hot. I mean, it's so hot in that building you can't even close the door behind you. And
yeah, it's warm.
Which is a little weird for a radio station. You can't close the door, keep the sound out because it gets hot. But
yeah.
I digress.
You got the cold weather, and he is rocking that Yukon Cornelius look from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He's got that.
Yes, he is. Big time.
Well, never mind. I was about to say there's no one.
You rock it. That is your Halloween costume. You failed because Yukon Cornelius would be the best.
I only failed if I cared about Halloween. Did you find that picture, Connor? Okay, Connor found it. See, will you spin that just a little bit so that he can see this here? There you go. Look, it's not just him.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
What we're looking at is Joe Biden he's been doing a lot of press briefings and things like that, standing in front of a backdrop that says "Office of the President-elect," which I think is weird. Connor said it's not weird. We disagreed. Connor went and found proof. Apparently, it's not weird. Doesn't mean I don't like it.
Can we look up see if we found anything with Trump in there, and then maybe it's just a Democrat thing? And let's see.
Speaking of producer Connor, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Having a little fun over there this morning. If you're a live streamer, you'll understand why. So the first things that Biden's going to do on day one: rejoin the Paris. Oh, good deal.
Paris Accord, DACA. He's going to ban Thanksgiving. He's going to make mask mandatory all across all the states. He's fun. He's going to make it fun for everybody.
You know what?
He's going to jump back in the Iran nuclear deal. So that's going to be.
I'm so excited about that. That's such a good deal for us. Let me tell you.
You hate Trump that bad? Go ahead and just. Pop the top. Here we go.
Pop the top again.
Look, yesterday I was so frustrated. Y'all know how frustrated I was yesterday. But I went out in public without a mask on, and I didn't care. And I was walking around daring people to say something to me. I've been there, done that with the whole COVID thing. I survived. I do know. And let me just make sure that everybody understands this. I know COVID is a serious thing. I get that. I've had several friends who have lost loved ones. I have someone in my life right now that is trying her best not to catch COVID because that will be the end of her. Honest to goodness. But when I went out yesterday and I thought, you know what? I dare somebody to say something to me because then I'm going to voice my right as an American citizen to choose what I want to do, where I want to go, because I might not have that freedom much longer. I mean, honest to goodness, I'm going to call it like it is. I might not have that freedom much longer. So right now I'm going to use what I've got, and I'm going to have my voice so that I can tell people, you need to stand up. You need to stop just going around and saying, oh, well, we've got to do what they say. No, you don't. This is just, like Zach has said, this is just a recommendation. If you choose to not wear a mask, you choose not to wear a mask. Now, in my business, I will have the respect of others around me because it is a different scenario. But when I'm walking into Walmart or I'm walking into Kroger or I'm walking into some open establishment where I'm just going in to get what I need to get and get out, I'm not going in there to hang out and breathe all over everybody. I'm not. Just let me get my stuff, let me get out, and let me breathe normally. That's why I have my lipstick on today, because I refuse to do it today.
Boom.
Well, the thing that they came up on the news this morning and said, Texas is officially the most COVID cases in the United States. So they passed the 1 million mark in Texas, but they still only have 19,000 deaths, which New York had 33,000. So what cases? Okay.
Because they went red. That's why.
Yeah.
Call a spade a spade. I'm
Good
on
morning,
fire
Zach.
again today.
I'm just hanging out over here, letting y'all do the heavy lifting today. That's fine with me. Like I'm not even upset about it at all.
I'm angry.
All I know is the president of Mexico won't even acknowledge this is a real election. There's something wrong with that. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I mean, if the president of Mexico, I don't know.
Well, yesterday there was a big fact check that was going on. They said that Mr. Biden would be the first rescue dog in the history of the presidency. That was a big thing that was pumped all over social media yesterday, only for people to come out and go, no, that was Lyndon Baines Johnson. His daughter had a adopted dog, and then they were coming back, well, it's the first one from a shelter. So it's really getting into the very important issues in America today.
Yeah, let's let's stay in the weeds a little bit with stuff like that. Because if we do, we don't have to touch on the real. I don't even know what to do with it. I don't even know what to do with it.
Important day today. Marines. Happy birthday, Marines.
Simplify.
We can.
I tried to join the Marine Corps.
What happened?
I took my ASVAB score. It was way too high. They say you're too smart. Join the Army.
Oh, my gosh. You better watch out.
Yeah,
my son-in-law is a Marine.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing to your son-in-law and all his buddies, and they'd
He
laugh.
could take you.
They'd laugh, and we'd all laugh together. Then they'd probably say some joke about the Army. Then we'd all make fun of the Navy together, and it'd be perfect. I mean, that's how it typically goes. The Army makes fun of the Marines because the Marines are stupid. The Marines make fun of the Army because the Army's not as tough as they are, and then we all make fun of the Navy because they all like boys.
Oh.
You know what they say about submarines,
really
right? You know what they say about submarines, right? 70 men go down, 35 couples come back, So, no, I'm kidding. If you're a Navyman out there, if you're a seaman out there, you know I'm messing with you. You got plenty. Hey, look, here's the thing. All three of us have common ground making fun of the Coast Guard. So, it just everything rolls downhill. It's all at the next level.
Now you got new Space Force jokes you can make.
Oh, man, that's going to be so epic.
New ones.
It's going to be. I actually heard a podcast. One of the veteran podcasts I listened to where the host is actually in the Space Force. So, that's actually a real thing. It's actually happening. I thought it was just a Steve Carell on Netflix thing.
No, it's legit.
All right, well, let's get this thing fired up this morning. We've got a lot. We got a good show for you. We're just wired up and ready to roll. So stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Boomer and the Beard will be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today with Cabinet Express Online.
Though the world is full of wonders to amaze you as you roam, some of life's greatest treasures are found very close to home.
Find your own treasures at Highway 31 Flea Market. We have it all. Lots of furniture, both painted and project pieces, along with chairs, tables, televisions, books, and so much more. Our prices are unbeatable with products you'll love. Maybe you're looking for a bed frame or maybe some tools. You'll find a great selection right here at Highway 31 Flea Market. We also have all kinds of collectibles and antiques. Want even more deals? You can jump on board with our week-long online auctions, beginning every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's simple. You can join the auction at fleamarket.highbid.com. That's fleamarket.hibid.com. And be sure to visit us Monday through Saturday from 9 till 5 at Highway 31 Flea Market on Highway 31 South in Athens. What will you find when you shop Highway 31 Flea Market?
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful bearded host. Checking in this morning. We've got the lineups on the field. We have the team ready to go. And boy, oh boy, are we ready to just get you fired up this morning. My understanding is we have a very, very special listener this morning.
Yes,
that we would like
do.
to give a shout out to. He's in my phone as Mike, but he's affectionately known as Thor. To those of you that know him, welcome in to the show, big guy. We're so glad that you've chosen to allow us to borrow your wife a few hours a day. She is greatly appreciated. She's the best thing that's happened to this show since, me. But no, I'm kidding. She's better than that.
Wow.
That was a great compliment. Then he pulled it back.
Was that a good compliment?
I would think he was the best thing since me.
The best thing
That's a
since.
good
Then I don't take it back.
Right.
I'm sorry. I thought it was going to be a bad compliment, so I pulled it back. Look,
Connor, we got to save that one for sure, okay? Just make sure we save that one. We put that
put that on the top of the
number
page.
one
pin that.
of the
I'm all about it.
Maybe he plays that every time he brings you the field.
The best thing to happen to the show since me, Sandee Lou.
I'm good with that.
Oh, that's so funny.
And married to Thor.
I
know, women everywhere. I said, and married to Thor. So, doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, sorry, fellas.
Saying.
Sorry, fellas. I mean, he's sexier than you are. There's that. So, there is something going on here. I saw this right before I went to bed last night, and so I intentionally didn't look up much. But RealClearPolitics has withdrawn. They've withdrawn? Wow. They have withdrawn.
You're talking like George Bush this morning.
Yeah, no joke. They've withdrawnify Biden's PA win. So they're rescinding his president-elect status. And now let's, if we go over here to the media bias machine, the bias meter, if you will. Now, don't forget, the bias meter is typically biased. It's like fact checking the fact checkers. Connor, can you do a bias check? I don't know why my bias meter it's not working over here. Wait, all sides. I'm trying to find RealClearPolitics. I have no idea. Maybe I should have done this on DuckDuckGo. But
yeah,
they are. So it says slightly right center.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Okay, right center bias. So obviously they would consider themselves right of center, but not right, not far right, anyways. Not. I mean, they're not going to be Trump for lifers. Put it that way. Is that a fair assessment?
Sure.
Okay, so why is it that they're now rescinding the president-elect status from the president? Or I'm sorry, good Lord, from the vice president, former vice president. What about Pennsylvania? Do they know that we don't?
That it's went down for real.
Well, I mean, seriously,
something's up.
That is a big thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, that is not some small thing, and
right.
And that is no small site. Like, that's a pretty big site.
There's a lot of big facts that have been coming out here lately that, and I'm with you. I think what y'all said yesterday was kind of there. I'm okay if it comes out and it says it. I'm totally fine with it. I may not like it, but I do think that if there is any question at all, it needs to be investigated.
Sure.
Because we spent 4 years investigating something about Trump that seemed to be far smaller than some of the infractions that we're seeing now. I mean, it was that the Russians spent money on Facebook, and we didn't want to call that election. We didn't want to make that a valid presidential campaign, and it's like, well, we've got people that are saying that, and as I've watched this, there was a lot of things that I didn't know. I just assumed you always had some kind of ID or some form of identification. I mean, in Pennsylvania,
no.
In Pennsylvania, there's no ID.
No, that's voter suppression.
Yeah, so I've been shocked by some of the things I've heard about Pennsylvania. Is the fact that you don't have to have it doesn't have to be stamped by the post office. It doesn't have to have a signature. It doesn't have to have.
How is that valid? Like, seriously, how is that valid? How can they sit there and say that is valid when you can't? You don't even show proof of who you are. Like, how is that possible?
She's getting going.
I asked somebody last night.
Is opening, here comes I in the bench straight.
Ready to rumble.
I mean, I'm from Kentucky, and a lot of my family, Kentucky was Democrat for a long time. The Blue Dog Democrat is a real deal in Kentucky. So I've got some very liberal family members, and they were talking about the IDs, and it's unfair. And I'm like, do you go to set up a bank account? Can you go to a bank and not have an ID or an address? Is there something that if you when you go do your taxes, do you have to have a social security number to do your? Where is this such a pain to say you have to have an ID? And if you're going to vote, guess
voter
what?
suppression
Just blows me away.
You're a racist.
It's so simple.
I've never understood that logic,
though.
There are stories. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I've never understood the logic of how that is racist. How, Connor, do do you have any insight on that line of thinking, or that like, you know, the whole requiring an ID is voter suppression and or racism?
I think the idea is that you are less likely to have a driver's license if you are poor, and you are more likely to be poor if you're not white. I think that's the line of thinking.
Okay.
But you have to have an ID to do. Now this will sound very bad, but like there's so many things that they require. I hate it
when you lead with that. Just to be clear,
because I don't.
This is not going to go well. But not. Hang on.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's certain things they do require an ID for, like, you know, getting a bank account, purchasing alcohol, all these other things. Why is it to cast your vote is the racist part? You know,
that is a fair point, though. I mean, and what Connor's saying is Connor is always our window into a different generation than we understand, right? And so Connor's not even saying he agrees with that line of thinking. He's just saying this is what the line of thinking is, and because that's, you know what I ask him? What's the line of thinking? And so, you know, he's not even saying that's the deal, but that's just the way that it's explained, right? And so at the end of the day, I don't even know where that stands. Like, I'm confused about that as well, because, I mean, even in the state of Alabama, how much does it cost? First of all, how does getting your driver's license correlate to being poor? Out of curiosity. Is there any statistical evidence that poor people drive less than white people or rich people or whatever? I'm confused on that. Let's go to Johnny before the hard break. Let's go to Johnny on line 5 and check in with him. Johnny, you got about 60 seconds, buddy. Lay it on me.
All right, is it suppressing people that fly planes to have a yellow star on their driver's license now? I mean, just curious.
Yeah, I would say no.
Oh, that's not suppressing nobody then.
No, I would say it's not. I would say it's requiring additional certification from someone to do additional. I mean, if you want to drive a vehicle, great, get a driver's license. If you want to fly a plane, you got to get another certification. If you want to vote, you need to have an ID.
Right.
Well, that's what I would think.
Yeah. Well, we're all on the same page here, Johnny. We're just discussing the thought process behind the other viewpoint, which is a terrifying thing if you live in an echo chamber, but for the rest of us, it does okay.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Thank you for the call, Johnny.
$36.25 to purchase a non-driver ID card. So it's a carton of cigarettes.
Oh, easy.
I'm just saying.
Easy.
I ain't going to quit smoking now. Come on.
This is where it goes off the rails, Connor. This is where we get in trouble.
It's suppressing and depressing.
Excuse me, before I smoke, let me pull down my COVID mask. Got to watch my lungs.
You're listening to Boomer and Sandy. The Beard and Connor are silent over here, waiting for them to get in trouble to save the day. Boomer and Sandy will be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
U.S. Attorney General William Barr authorizing federal prosecutors to pursue investigations into what he says are substantial allegations of voter fraud, tabulation, and irregularities, while urging them not to chase fanciful or far-fetched claims. So far, there's been no credible evidence of substantial voter fraud in the election. The Biden transition team, meantime, says legal action is a possibility if the General Services Administration does not recognize that Joe Biden clearly won the election. So far, GSA Administrator Emily Murphy, a Trump appointee, has refused to make that determination. Obamacare back in the hands of a now solidly conservative U.S. Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court today will hear arguments on the Affordable Care Act from the Trump administration, asking the justices to invalidate the entire law. 21 million Americans would lose health insurance nationwide if the law is struck down, and protections for 54 million people with pre-existing conditions could also be eliminated. The court upheld the Affordable Care Act in 2 previous cases.
ABC's Ken Moten. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
If your computer stopped working, your business will grind to a standstill. This is Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. For my friends over at Simple Helix, the cost of a full-time IT department is really just unreasonable. Call Simple Helix today at 256-975-4758. They never take a vacation and cost far less than a full-time employee or staff. This new normal we live in has us working from home and remoting in all the time, so 24-hour support is more important than ever. Reliable and safe access for you and your employees doesn't get more simple than Simple Helix. 256-975-4758. That's 975-4758. Tell them the beard sent you.
Karen's a quilter.
Karen's Quality Quilts. Quality custom quilts quickly.
How's the quilting business, Karen?
Kind of quiet. My quest to quadruple my quilting sales has created a quagmire.
Can I be candid, Karen?
Okay.
You need a website that can encompass the quality of your quilts.
I know quilts, but I know no computers. They're confusing.
But there are people who know coding like you know quilting.
Who's that?
I'm glad you asked. Web Underdog creates websites that don't just catch the eye, they catch customers. And they're as user-friendly for you as they are for your clients. We build high-quality, clean, well-coded, custom designs for organizations of all sizes that are affordable, professional, and specially made for your brand and visitors. Outside of responsive web design, Web Underdog also offers search engine optimization, website management, and so much more. Give your business the professional touch and contact Web Underdog for a free web design quote. Call 256-998-0667. That's 998-0667 and online at webunderdog.com. Web Underdog, your local web design and SEO agency.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I am the bearded portion of that duo. We are getting in trouble over here, probably being racist, talking about voter suppression. But we digress. We've got a clip we need to play at some point. We'll have Ray Ellen on this morning to do our tech update. It'll be different than we're finding our voice with each one of these with each one of our recurring guests. And so Ray has some background in computer manipulation. If that doesn't give it away. Give it away now.
How many packs of cigarettes are in a carton?
Okay.
Do we know? No, I just want to find out.
Here we are trying to get past
Because I want to find out the person who's too cheap to buy the full carton, but will just buy the individual pack of cigarettes. Do we know? Can we get a number of how many cartons or how many packs are in a carton of cigarettes?
I bet Connor is Googling right now.
That's the most redneck thing he's ever Googled.
I don't even think I need to Google it. I think we'll get a caller in 2 minutes.
Easy. What are you saying about our listening audience, Connor?
And they'll call in and they'll be, I don't think that joke was very funny.
Hey, what time is it? It's 5:35. Man, Connor's a little bit late this morning.
Wow. Let's go to the casino. Do they take IDs?
We're in so much trouble.
10.
Yeah, I was about.
Yeah, the phone's ringing. The phone is ringing.
10.
Oh, yeah, it is. Hang on.
Here we go.
10 packs in a carton.
Okay.
10 packs in a carton.
Okay, so the price of a single pack of cigarettes in Alabama right now is $5.44. So it's $54 a carton. So yes, it's definitely more expensive to buy a carton of cigarettes than it is to get an ID.
Yeah.
But if you're going cheap in, it's cheaper to buy the individual one, right? Just buy one pack at a time.
Are you still trying to make the same point that you were making?
Yes.
Or?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we got a caller. Here there.
Okay. Alan on line 1. Come on in here, buddy.
Yeah, cartons are pretty expensive. They're about $60. There's 10 packs per carton.
Wow. That's a lot. But do you have do you have to have
yeah, it's a little more economical, but I mean it's still pretty pricey.
Do you have to have an ID to buy a carton of cigarettes?
I mean, it depends on, I guess, how old you look.
Yeah, but generally, by law, you have to have an ID because you have to be able to prove your age, right?
Correct.
But not to vote. But not to vote. You can select the leader of the free world without an ID, but you can't buy a carton of cigarettes. Then that's, I think, the point we're all trying to make.
Well, thank you very much. $60.
That's a lot.
Whew. That's a car payment.
What?
At some places.
I would like to know what kind of car I could drive for $60.
I mean, I would too.
I didn't say it was a good car.
Might have the
Times 10.
Flintstone version.
10 cartons a month will get you a car payment.
But it smells like cigarettes when you get that car.
Oh my gosh. We cannot stay
Alan,
on
we
the
thank you
paved
so
road
much
today.
for the call.
Thank you, Alan.
I just want to say thank you to Alan because he did not sound happy when I answered the phone. I was a little bit scared. I was sort of laughing as I answered the phone, though, too. So thanks, Alan.
So maybe he just thought you were being rude. Got it.
Maybe he did. I'm sorry, Alan. I was not trying to be rude. I was just, like, in the moment. So sorry.
Just in the moment, enjoying it.
In the moment.
Sorry. Kind of got off a little tangent there.
A what?
Tangent.
Yo, yeah, we're tangent out all right. That's no doubt about that. We're all over kind of tangent. But at the end of the day, at least we're only racist and on a tangent. Look, that'll be what happened. I would be remiss if I'd also. Well, this joke might. Never mind.
Yeah,
that joke will fall flat. It won't fall flat, but. I heard the joke somewhere else, but it was a different crowd.
It's funnier in your head.
No, it was funny. It was funny out loud, but the crowd was a lot different.
Versus the radio, yes. Versus FCC, joke's not as funny.
Tom Cook says he's dying over here. Yeah, thank you, Tom. If you're driving and you're laughing so hard that it appears unsafe, just pull over, finish your laugh or cigarette, and then head on to work. Connor doesn't laugh much except for at his own jokes, but he's smiling, and so that's good.
He's healthy. So he knows our cigarette jokes are helping change America. He's a healthy guy. He wants him to stop smoking. I can see it in his eyes right there.
That's the sound of a terrible joke, folks. For those
I wasn't joking.
For those of you that don't know what that sounds like, this one right here. That's the sound of the joke that fell flat. I felt that. Hey, I heard that sound on Saturday night in front of 5,000 people. You want to talk about awkward? Anyway, so I'm kidding. Although I did, I've gotten some mixed reviews. But anyways, the end of the day, we've got to certify that this election is fair, free, and honest. And right now, it does not appear. Look, if I'm Joe Biden and I've done nothing wrong, and I'm not saying Joe did this. I don't think Joe knows what he's doing most of the time. I think Joe is a willing participant. I think I heard one conspiracy theory yesterday, and I will use the word conspiracy theory because when you hear it, you're going to be like, okay. One guy called into a nationally syndicated talk show and said someone in Joe Biden's family has been kidnapped by the deep state, and they're holding him hostage, he or she hostage, and Joe Biden is doing what they're forcing him to do. And this guy was as serious. He was as serious as cancer. And so that is one of those things that probably not willing to go there. Connor's over here shaking his head like, yeah, I think that, that does make sense. I mean, it could happen, I guess. But the reality is he's probably a willing participant. I think he does have I think there's some dirt. Look, we all have dirt on Biden. The Biden laptop, the Hunter laptop, is enough that we all have dirt on Mr. Biden. But that doesn't matter because the media won't touch it. And so the reality is I think there is a little bit of leverage out there on Joe Biden. I think it's not hard. I think other countries have leverage on Joe Biden. I think that, and that's the terrifying part. But ultimately, it's going to come down to what you can prove. And unless there is, we can all feel some type of way about this, and it will not matter unless there is something to be proven. And unless we can prove it, we will have a Joe Biden presidency for 4 years. And there's nothing we can do about it. That's just the truth. I know that's not what you want to hear. I know there's a bunch of warm-blooded patriots on the other end of this microphone that that this makes your skin crawl. I know that you are trying to figure out where your Glock 19 is because you're gonna do something about this, by God. But there's nothing you can do.
So here's the thing, though. So we're getting mixed signals from all sorts of sources. Like, you can watch different news stations and get something different, but the mainstream media is actually giving what they want you to hear, what they want you to understand, they're not giving you all of the facts. They're just skirting around what they can skirt around to give you partial truth, but not the full truth. So if we could just have some kind of platform that we could hear truth. I know that word is like very loosely used.
But that's not important because of what we talked about yesterday, because of power structures and the establishment. Those in power the truth is what will destroy the power structure, the establishment, right? And so ultimately the whole point is, and I've said this from the very beginning, I mean, from the first show I did 8 months ago, we talked about the whole point in all of this. Those in power want to keep people like us separated. They want to keep us divided. They want to keep us hating one another. They don't, because a divided we will fall, right? I mean, that's as basic as it gets. And so ultimately, yeah, we would all love the truth, but we're not going to get it. We're not going to get it. And so at the end of the day, my question becomes, and again, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, but I'm trying to circle back. I'm trying to circle back to what are, for the American patriot that's listening to this show right now, that knows Joe Biden did not win the presidency, that knows that there was something afoot, some kind of fraud or glitch or whatever you want to call it. For the person that knows that to be true, what do? You pray. That's all you can do. You get on your knees, you pray, and at the end of the day, you just have to say, okay, God, there it is at the foot of the cross, and we've got to leave it there. But what I'm trying to get through, and I think that's what you're trying to do too, Zach, is that we cannot believe, and I believe that our listeners truly understand this part. You cannot just sit there and take what the media says as truth. Like, you've got to get your sources from everything. That's just like if a pastor gets up and talks about things. Oh, I'm going to take that pastor's word for everything instead of reading the Bible for myself. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You've got to do your own research. You've got to search out the truth. You've got to seek it out. And in my opinion, that's where you have to just really pray about it, and you have to look for what the truth is. I've got a phone call. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, no, and so that's the truth. I mean, the truth is this. And we've got a clip from Sidney Powell we'll play when we come back from this break. But we need to really truthfully ask ourselves, like, what is our standard for this country? What is our standard for this democracy, for this democratic experiment? And once we figure that out, then we need to start voting people in that will adhere to that standard. And those who don't, we need to vote them out. That's the bottom line. That's how this thing works. You're listening to Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
And then it was like I stepped funny, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I could barely walk on it.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lane Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600 at Lane Chiropractic. Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at lanechiropracticcenter.com. Lane Chiropractic, we've got your back. Come see us today.
You don't need a diet. That's work. You don't need a stylist. They're overrated. And you don't need to hang out with older or fatter people just to seem better in comparison either. All you need are these masters of video production. They'll make you look good.
Make your videos look good with Cotton Row Productions, the official live stream provider of Hometown Heartbeat and The Dale Jackson Show. We can handle events, church live streams, and your digital advertising. Call Cotton Row Productions today, 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355.
What's better than pizza? That's right, nothing. Well, maybe except for the many ways you can eat it. I like thinner crust. Oh, and with a side of ranch. Mm-hmm.
I'll take mine with a pretty crazy assortment of toppings. Thousands. With a side of wings. Hot ones.
Pizza. It's a beautiful thing and found all over the world. But for your slice of the pie here locally, you want to try Donato's Pizza in Madison. Enjoy our famous pizzas loaded with edge-to-edge toppings, 100 slices of pepperoni, the family recipe sausage, fresh hand-cut veggies, and premium cheeses like our aged smoked provolone. You'll notice the Donato's difference. But why stop there? We also offer subs, calzones, wings, and desserts. Don't keep eating those same old leftovers. Make tonight a Donato's night with Donato's Pizza on Madison Boulevard in Madison. Call 256-772-6789. That's 772-6789. And online at Donatos.com. Donato's Pizza, where every piece is important.
Where is your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular sport clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN.
Amen. Welcome back, Boomer and the Beard, Redneck Edition. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful redneck host. I'm just giving you guys a hard time. But that was an epic song for the moment. Hey, have I told you about the Bearded Bonanza? I didn't think so. You need to go to thehometownheartbeat.com. That'd be
www.thehometownheartbeat.com.
if you like money, if you like winning money, if you like winning $250 free dollars, if you want my money out of my pocket, all you have to do is go to thehometownheartbeat.com and click on Bearded Bonanza at the top. Answer 2 questions. You're entered to win. If you don't do it, you're a communist. Let's go to Dave from Huntsville, who is online too. Dave, thank you for being so patient and sticking with us through the break. Bring it in here, big guy.
Okay, 2 real quick points, Zach. Number 1, I'm glad your show's on. It's something refreshing in the mornings.
Well, thank you, Dave.
Point two is that when I look at everything going on, and I'm a retired Army guy, and I just look at everything going on, and I have to remember God's will be done. And if this is what He chose for us, maybe Georgia's our answer with the Senate to even things out so that we have checks and balances. And all I can pray is that people in Georgia go out and vote for the 2 Republicans. If they don't, then that's God's will, and we got to live with it. Thank you, sir.
No, Dave, you're absolutely spot on. Dave, thank you for the encouragement.
And thank you for your service.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you for your service as well. And look, I mean, first of all, let me address this. Thank you for listening to our show. Thank you for your encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
You guys would probably find this hard to believe, but we don't. There's a lot of negativity out there because it's easier to be negative than it is to be positive. Yet you guys overwhelm us with your support every day and your encouragement, and we appreciate that so much. we wouldn't be here without you guys. And so at the end of, it all comes down to you. We've always tried to be a show of the people, by the people, and for the people. If you haven't been with us on this entire journey and you've only joined us recently, you missed the good old days, the days when I sat here and monologued for 2 hours. And so over time, we have added the perfect team. God's been sovereign and perfect in assigning us, and I use that word intentionally, assigning to us the perfect people at the perfect time. And so we believe that we've got our rock star crew here. This is the team, and this is going to be the team until God sees it fit to be some other way, which we hope never happens. So thank you for that. Second of all, God is sovereign in all of this, and there is nothing about this that now Sandee will argue with you that maybe, and she's not wrong, that God did not choose necessarily a Joe Biden presidency, and that he allows our free will, which I don't disagree with, right? However, I think God absolutely can, and so does she, assign a president. If he wanted Joe Biden to be the president, free will would not matter, just to be clear. If God said, you know what, that's what I want to happen, then that's what would happen, because he can do anything that he chooses to do, and our free will exists as long as he allows it to exist, because he's God. And that being said, in this case, when we say God is sovereign in this, our belief, and I think I can say this as a show, now we all independently have our own thoughts, and sometimes we don't have a show feeling, but in this case, I think as a show, we can say that God's sovereignty in this election extends to the point that he knew who was going to be, because he knows all that is, that the minute he created the world to the minute it's over is a Polaroid picture for him. He sees it all from start to finish. And so he knew what was happening. He already knows everything that's going to happen, and he will use what does happen for his glory or our betterment, one of the two. And go ahead.
Exactly. And I totally agree with you. I do believe that if Joe Biden, if it does come out and Joe Biden, there's a phone call. Hold on, caller. Okay, I do believe that if there is if Joe Biden does get it, then here's the thing. He's going to surround people with Joe Biden that follow him, that listen to his voice and direct him in the way that he needs to go.
Or maybe he won't. And maybe he won't. Look, Romans is clear. Like, it's going to be a really good thing or a really bad thing.
But it all still works out.
But it all points back. And so it's not necessarily going to be a good or a bad thing. It's not necessarily going to be a good thing all the time. Sometimes we get admonished by our free will and our free choice, and we will be refined, and being refined is an uncomfortable thing. But thank you for the call. We got another call here. We got Ray on line 4. Sweet baby Ray, come on in here.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
We're good, buddy. How are you?
All right. Hey, listen, I'm going to give you the perspective from a black man.
Okay.
On this voter ID thing. To me, that's the most racist thing that can happen, because what you're saying to black people is you're too stupid to get an ID.
Well,
so
hold on a second, Ray. Let me help.
Just like everyone else, we are intelligent enough to get IDs for everything else, but a racist party is going to say, "Oh no, you're too stupid." That's my point.
Ray, stick with me here. Don't hang up, Ray. Let me ask you a question. What did you think our stance was on? Did you think we were saying
no, I didn't think that was your. Oh no. I am talking about a liberal media and a Democratic Party in general.
So we're all on the same team here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that, how can you require ID for everything?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Yet, when it comes time to vote, you say black people are too stupid to get an ID, so that's voter suppression. And the only voter suppression I see right now is when we fail to work in the polls. When you ask, what are we going to do differently? I'm telling every one of my friends, we're going to be poll workers, because right now the only thing I see is that the Democrats have filled in the election polls, and they have all their workers working in we are sitting on the outside at night saying, I sure hope they can count this vote right, when we should be there counting the votes ourselves.
Tell them, Ray.
So is it God's will for Joe Biden to be president? I do not think so. I think that God will turn us over to our own desires.
Bingo.
And our desire is to stay at home and not do anything, then he'll turn you over to it. But if we humble ourselves and pray, he will heal our nation. I truly believe that.
Mm-hmm.
But we have got to be active. We can't sit and let evil prevail. God has never wanted evil to prevail over goodness. He's looking for righteousness, and I don't see any righteousness in abortion and homosexuality and all these things that they're talking about doing.
Ray, you are stay on the phone, Ray. Sandee is going to get your contact info. I'd like to reach out and talk with you a little bit later. But yes, Ray is spot on in terms of when we talked about it on Wednesday or Tuesday after the or Wednesday after the election, right? The thing is this. Here's the deal. We will. In the Old Testament, the Israelites wanted a king, or at least they thought they did. And they kept saying, we want a king, we want a king, we want a king. The Lord said, you don't need a king, you don't need a king. I promise you, you don't want a hey, Israelites, listen to me. You're not as smart as I am. And they said, no, this is what we want. And he gave it to them. And he will absolutely turn you over to your own desire, to your own. He will give you free will, and he will give you the consequences of that free will.
Well, I appreciate Ray's courage, because I've got a lot of friends that I've talked to, that are African American, and for the longest time they've been afraid to step up and stand up and say, this is really wrong. So for him to call in, and hopefully there's, just this thing, because I think for us all to get on the same page and us all to get to where, we're all in the same thing together, we've got to be real, and you've got to embrace those individuals. So thank you, Ray, for calling in and just saying what's right. It didn't have a color attached to it. It's just, hey, that's not wrong what they're saying.
Yeah, it's about as wrong as Neil Cavuto cutting away from the White House press briefing.
Fox is
dead.
Except for, Tucker's the main individual that's holding them all together.
What's Tucker going to do?
Tucker has said stuff. Mark Levin has held back because I think Fox has thrown down. I think Mark Levin's been wanting to call out Chris Wallace and get him into a fist fight. But it's going to be interesting to see. Tucker and Hannity and Laura Ingraham have all stayed true, and they've said things. They haven't come out and went against Fox, but they've said things that's blatantly that, hey, Fox, you're wrong. They're absolutely against the fact that the election's been called. They're absolutely against the fact that he is the president-elect. They just haven't said, hey, why in the world, Fox, why have you stepped out and said this? So, but it's going to be interesting. I think there will be a new news. You got Newsmax, which is one that's really popular. There's been other rumors of other upswellings of different forms of media.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we don't end up in an echo chamber, and that's important for all of us to make sure we remember. Guys, if you are, if you're watching the live stream right now, we're having technical difficulties on the camera side, but stay with us. And we will be back. When we come back, we have Ray Ellen joining us next segment with a tech update. So we will be back. Boomer and the Beard. Don't go anywhere. I want to go ahead and do the next segment.
WVNN Athens, WVNN FM Trinity, a Cumulus station. It's 6 o'clock. News starts now.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The future of Obamacare before the U.S. Supreme Court. With more on how the act has affected millions of Americans' health care.
The hotel was still open, but there was no business.
The pandemic cost Veronica Valdez, a 38-year-old mother of 5, her job at a Marriott hotel. She used the Affordable Care Act to purchase a health care plan.
And it's for a good plan, and it's with a provider that I had before.
She qualifies for premium subsidies and pays $146 per month. A COBRA plan would have cost 6 times as much.
It's done me a lot of good, and honestly, I wouldn't have known where to turn.
Nearly 10 million other Americans receive similar subsidies that could go away if Obamacare is eliminated. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
The president-elect may go to court to get the White House moving on the transition process.
President-elect Joe Biden's team is threatening legal action if the General Services Administration fails to formally recognize the election results. Traditionally, the General Services Administration ascertains the winning candidate, allowing them to access a variety of resources for the transition of power.
That's ABC's Alex Brichet. The head of the General Services Administration was appointed by President Trump in 2017. Sources tell ABC News that President Trump is planning to form a leadership political action committee. The news coming as the president refuses to concede the election and has privately told allies he may run for president again in 2024. As 10 million Americans are now diagnosed with COVID, there's a lot of hope for a vaccine, even though it'll be a while before anything happens.
The FDA is requiring that companies follow patients for a full 2 months, and this vaccine hasn't gotten through that full period.
Robert Wood Johnson Foundation President Dr. Richard Besser. Much of the latest COVID spread coming from within families. The CDC is suggesting people keep Thanksgiving limited this year. You're listening to ABC News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
My name is J.R. Martin. I have 2 master's degrees, one in health promotion, the other as a master in medical science. And I trust balance of nature. Even though I'm in the medical field and prescribe all types of medicines, I still feel like the less medicine, the better. Our body always tries to find a way to become healthier. So if we can support it and help it in a natural way, that is the design. And it's been fantastic to work with Balance of Nature, seeing the fruits and vegetables come in from the farmers and then seeing it put in a form that can be taken each day. And then seeing those that benefit from it was fantastic. It was a great thing.
Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FRUITS.
No two of us are exactly alike. That's why you need a financial advisor with the freedom to focus on the details that make your life your own. Your family, the challenges you face, the dreams that inspire you. Whatever your goals, you need an advisor that can create a plan uniquely tailored to you. That's life well planned. To learn more, call Raymond James Financial Advisor Dustin Haraway, 256-705-0300. Located in downtown Huntsville. Raymond James Financial Services, Inc. Member FIRNA SIPC.
Thank you all for your support. And this has been a great example of how we can come together. And to show our thanks, we provided these commemorative t-shirts for everyone.
Everyone? What? I only ordered enough for staff.
Are you kidding me?
How's it look?
Houston, we have a problem. Aardvark Tees is the source for the t-shirts that you really want, specializing in local custom printing for businesses, civic groups, clubs, and churches, providing the right t-shirts and the right graphics in all sizes from youth to 5XL. Brand your group in style with t-shirts from Aardvark Tees. We also do custom printing for youth groups, school clubs, corporate team building, and more. T-shirts are even great for family reunions. For high-quality prints and a variety of styles, call or message Aardvark Tees for your printing needs today. Call 256-732-4743. That's 732-4743. Or visit them online at aardvarktees.com. Aardvark Tees, the t-shirts you want for all your needs.
This is Mike 4 years ago. This is Mike having the same conversation with Debbie just last month. And today, he's at it again.
What's that, Mike?
I said, but our house is still underwater.
How do you know? Have you had it appraised lately?
Oh, well, no.
Has the coronavirus made your life less financially stable? Are you worried about your next mortgage payment? Reed's Family REI is a family-based real estate investing company ready to buy your house for cash in any area or condition and close in 2 weeks. You don't have to fix it up. There's no agent fees, and we handle the closing costs. Selling a home can be very stressful, and Wyatt Reed and his team at Reed's Family REI will put together the best possible offer for your specific needs. Sell your home fast with Reed's Family REI. 931-292-2875. That's 931-292-2875. And online at reedsfamilyrei.org. Reed's Family REI. Creative real estate experts for all your buying or selling needs.
Host checking in this morning. We got the starting lineup on the field. We are ready to go. We have been, we've been on it this morning. We've had some talk show in the world. So it's it's a pretty good combo there. I would like to bring in our good friend, our tech nerd, the one, the only Ray Ellen. Ray, how are you, buddy?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Ray is the host of the Bearded Men of Real Estate podcast. He's also a bearded legend, and in most update on Tuesdays. And the tech update today is going to be a little less tech update and a little more. What in the heck's going on?
I mean, voting is broken.
It is broken.
So we've spent some time, I guess, me and you were texting about it yesterday, but we spent some time over this last week figuring out that maybe we can't vote electronically or digitally, right?
Yeah, it doesn't appear.
Several news channels that if you look at it, you're going to see like votes flipped from one candidate to the other. Have you talked about that yet this morning?
At the exact time that Joe Biden received X amount of votes, Donald Trump, though that exact same amount of votes was taken away from him live on the air. And no, I don't know what to do with it.
So it depends, right? If it's a television graphic, if somebody is back there putting in a number into a Google spreadsheet, and then that is feeding to the television channel, and they see the numbers that are then displayed in the graphic, and then somebody makes a mistake and puts it in the wrong column. They got 20 more thousand votes in. They put it in Biden's column. Oh, let me change that, take it out of that column, put it in this column. You have a switch of 20,000 votes just because the guy in the back didn't record the right information. And if that's how that happened, then that's not a big deal. And, people should look into it. The media company should say, oh, crap, some kind of direct feed or some kind of XML feed or some kind of, basically something that's automatically taking this feed from the counties and all these different, a direct feed of a vote that seems to be flipped. Now, maybe it was someone on the county side making a mistake and inputting it, but at least it needs to be looked into.
No, you're absolutely right. And so one of the comments that you made to me yesterday was that no computer is safe.
No.
And it sounded like you had some life experience to back.
You don't get any points for any of the work that you had to do for this math class because you had to do it on a computer program. And so you went and you took this math class on the computer program, and the only thing you were graded on was the test. And so if you knew they wouldn't let you into the testing facility unless you could prove that you went through all these lessons. And you just had to click, you could literally click through them. You did have to answer some questions. So instead of doing that, we found out, it was me and like one other guy, found out how to change. You could change this one little number or two numbers, and instead of saying that you didn't complete it, it would show that you completed it. I think you had to go through each problem like 3 out of 3 times, right? You got it right 3 out of 3, or 3 out of 4, or 3 out of 5. And so we would go in there and just change the numbers, and it would take about 10 minutes, and then we'd turn in our card, and we'd get in, pass the test, no big deal. Well, there was one guy that was kind of a jerk to us, and at first we were kind of helping him out with it, and then he just became a complete jerk. And so instead of doing 3 out of 4, we showed that he took the class or the test questions 4 out of 2 times. And so when he turned in his card and took the test, he was stopped, and they were like, "Wait a minute! It says that you did this 4 times out of 2. This is not right." So basically, that would be akin to someone voting more or having more votes than someone's registered. So yes, no computer is safe. But here's the main reason why no computer is safe. Let's say you pay a company $2 billion. Let's make the perfect voting software. $2 billion, do what you need to. Maybe $5 billion, right? What is the incentive for someone to figure out how to hack that software? You get the United States of America, right?
Right.
Worth more than 5 billion, 2 billion, 10 billion. So the effort to hack that system it's going to be basically no holds barred from every state, and not like state Arkansas, like China, Russia, right?
Right.
So there's no way that computer programs would be a safe way to vote. But here's the main question I have is it safe to vote how we're voting now? Because you have poll watchers not being allowed to go in and watch the poll, which they're supposed to go in on the canvassing and help count ballots. You have ballot dumps that are still happening. No one's looked into this. So there's all kinds of stories like that you're hearing from this that I think the left and the right should look into. And that's, in my opinion, that's how Joe Biden could win over almost all the conservatives. If he came out and said, guys, I think I won, but we really need to look into this because here's some of the reports and here's what's going on. And we don't think we did anything wrong, but there may have been some people out there that did some stuff wrong. And we really need to look into it and make sure all of the elections maintain their integrity. And if he did that, there'd be a lot of people that are like, oh, okay, what a relief. Let's just look into it. Let's make sure that any challenge that's been made is, it's got a thorough investigation, and then let's get to the winner.
Yeah, that would go a long way with me. I know that. Look, I said from the beginning, I wish Joe Biden, if we were going to have a Joe Biden presidency, I wanted him to win by a landslide, so there was absolutely no question about it, because regardless of how many angry Republicans there are out there, no cities were burned to the ground over the weekend. So we do it differently than the other side does, and I think that would be huge. And if I'm Joe Biden, I don't want to be Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't want to be that guy with the asterisk next to his career that said, yeah, but he was a lifetime backup, or he was or Pete Rose or Barry Bonds or any of these athletes with the asterisk next to their name that said, yeah, they did great things, but was it because of steroids? Was it because of and this presidency will absolutely have an asterisk next to it. Yeah. And at this point, pretty much no matter what happens, it's going to have an asterisk next to it, unless, like you said, Joe Biden were to step forward and say, guys, I think we think we've done this, but for the sake of this republic, for the sake of all of us, we need to stop and make sure that this is legitimate.
I mean, American Idol can figure out in a commercial break.
Yeah.
American Idol can tally 130 million votes in a commercial break. Sure, I think get this right.
I think we should just all go down to the square and go, who's in favor of him? Say yay. Who's in nay? Yay's have it.
Here's the thing. Go ahead.
There's always been some amount of cheating. The Heritage Foundation has a really neat website. If you go to heritage.org/voter fraud, and you can look up by state. You could just name a state, and I can tell you the types of voter fraud because I'm on the website now. But some of this voter fraud stuff is not hacking. It's just regular, like fraudulent use of absentee ballots, false registrations, ballot petition fraud. There's all kinds of old school high crimes with voter fraud. But these are criminal convictions. These are people that were caught. And I think it's going to be a little easier to catch that than it will be the hackers in the future. There's no way we'll ever get to a point where you can just sign online and vote.
Yeah, back in the day, it was, we're going to get on the horse, we're going to ride 2 days to Philadelphia, and he didn't make it. So,
well, look, at the end of the day, if we had one vote for one ID for one person, it would be a lot easier. But Ray Ellen, as always, it's been a privilege, a pleasure. It's been real good. We appreciate the tech update, or the what the heck's going on update. The Bearded Men of Real Estate podcast. Be sure to check them out. You're listening to Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
Though the world is full of wonders to amaze you as you roam, some of life's greatest treasures are found very close to home.
Find your own treasures at Highway 31 Flea Market. We have it all. Lots of furniture, both painted and project pieces, along with chairs, tables, televisions, books, and so much more. Our prices are unbeatable with products you'll love. Maybe you're looking for a bed frame, or maybe some tools. You'll find a great selection right here at Highway 31 Flea Market. We also have all kinds of collectibles and antiques. Want even more deals? You can jump on board with our week-long online auctions, beginning every Tuesday at 7 p.m. It's simple. You can join the auction at fleamarket.hibid.com. That's fleamarket.hibid.com. And be sure to visit us Monday through Saturday from 9 till 5 at Highway 31 Flea Market on Highway 31 South in Athens. What will you find when you shop Highway 31 Flea Market?
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop at the MyPillow. Let me tell you something. I just got my Giza Dream bed sheets, and they are unbelievable. Mike found this cotton called Giza cotton. It's incredibly soft, super breathable, extremely durable, 60-day money back. That same money back guarantee, that same 10-year warranty that you have on that MyPillow you love so much. The first night you sleep on the Giza sheets, you will never want anything else. Let me tell you something. My son, he's 4. He knows the difference. He knows the difference. He said, Daddy, where are those soft sheets that Mr. Mikey sent me? I said, don't worry, kid, I got you. Pulled them out of the dryer, put them on there. Listen, you right now have a special offer. You will receive 2 for 1 low price and free shipping on the Giza Dream Sheets if you call 1-800-889-7318 or go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use the promo code BEARD. Again, mypillow.com, radio specials, promo code BEARD.
What's better than pizza? That's right, nothing. Well, maybe except for the many ways you can eat it. I like thinner crust. Oh, and with a side of ranch.
I'll take mine with a pretty crazy assortment of toppings. Thousands. With a side of wings. Hot ones.
Pizza. It's a beautiful thing and found all over the world. But for your slice of the pie here locally, you want to try Donato's Pizza in Madison. Enjoy our famous pizzas loaded with edge-to-edge toppings, 100 slices of pepperoni, the family recipe sausage, fresh hand-cut veggies, and premium cheeses like our aged smoked provolone. You'll notice the Donato's difference. But why stop there? We also offer subs, calzones, wings, and desserts. Don't keep eating those same old leftovers. Make tonight a Donato's night with Donato's Pizza on Madison Boulevard in Madison. Call 256-772-6789. That's 772-6789. And online at Donatos.com. Donato's Pizza, where every piece is important.
770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Depend on it.
I need somebody. Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, Boomer and the Beard. Let me tell you guys about my friends over at Simple Helix. Do you have some IT issues that are bothering you? Is your Microsoft environment more difficult to manage than you originally thought it would be? Is the new normal have a lot of web and IT stuff that is just challenging? Do you need to be CMMC compliant? Those of you that need that will know exactly what I'm talking about. I know exactly how difficult that is. Do not worry, do not fret, do not fear. Simple Helix is here. See what I did there?
I like that.
The cost of a full-time IT director is out of your budget. Simple Helix can help for the price that you need within your budget, and do it well. I'll probably do it better than you can. 256-975-4758. Again, 256-975-4758. Tell them Boomer's a commie, and that is the discount code, and they're going to take good care of you. So give our friends at Simple Helix a call today. Okay. Ray Allen, my man was ruthless.
Yeah, he was
ruthless. Hacked a college course to frame someone else of cheating when he cheated.
Oh, to think that people aren't going to find a way, cheaters find a way, hackers find a way. Yeah, it's going to happen. I have one question for the team though.
Okay.
How important is a supportive spouse?
How about a hard left?
No, I'm sorry, but it's real quick. It all ties in.
Okay. Very important.
Very important from Zach. Sandee?
Hold on. I'm trying to get taken care of a phone call here.
Just real quick answer. Is a supportive spouse important?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So here we go. Imagine you're in the house and you have ran for president of the United States.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out that your own wife didn't vote for you. Does it cause tension?
Nah. Not in
First
Alabama.
of all, it would
Not
cause
in Alabama.
a lot of tension.
Well,
it would cause a lot of tension for me because I don't have a wife.
Right.
Hey.
Lot of tension going on in the West Kardashian household.
No!
Not a single vote in California went to Kanye, which completely calls out that the entire Kardashian family and Kim didn't vote for Kanye.
Well, they got mail-in ballots from Wisconsin, so they voted there.
So
Let's. We've got a very special phone call on line 5.
Special caller.
It says is special caller. So let's bring in this special caller.
Hello, special caller.
Hey, Dad.
What up, buddy? How are you?
Good.
What are you doing, man?
How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm just peachy. I'm doing great. You getting ready for school?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Wait, are you showing out? Are you acting?
I had a waffle for breakfast.
I'm sorry?
I think he said he had a waffle for breakfast, I think.
I had a waffle for breakfast.
Alrighty then.
Me too.
So what? I mean, Zayden, what? I mean, the most important question you typically ask is what's for lunch. So do you already know what's for lunch today? Eating's a big part of his life, by the way. What's for lunch at school today, Bubba?
I don't know.
You don't know? It's probably spaghetti.
No, that was yesterday. So that was yesterday, Daddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Zayden, the big question of the day is if your dad ran for president, would you vote for him?
No.
Trouble in the Walker household.
Oh, man.
New at 10.
Well, son, you're grounded. You can't vote. Hey, listen, buddy. I want you to.
I'll give you waffles, Zayden. You can vote for me.
I want you to have a really good day. Can you, hey, Zayden, say hello to Boomer. Say hello, Boomer.
What's up, Boomer?
Say what? Say what's up, Sandee.
What's up, Sandee?
I love how he sings. At the end.
But I've never heard this before. Hey, do you now? Okay, buddy. I love you so much. Daddy loves you. I want you to have a good day at school.
Have a good day at work. Have a good day at work.
Somebody had a lot of syrup.
That waffle had too much syrup. He's got too much energy.
I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
Good stuff.
Oh man, you gotta love that. Thanks for the call, there, special caller. My wife,
he was special.
My wife texted me and said Zayden wants to call and say hello. So we glad we were able to do that. I've never heard him sing that though, like that before. It's. Do you understand now? Like, he is a mini Zach. So I've been a ham from day one.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're in trouble. He's gonna give you a
my
run for your
gosh,
money.
Are you kidding me?
No doubt.
Hey, look, there are earthly consequences for sin.
I just wish I could bottle that energy and somehow inject it into my veins at 6:30 and be just going into work the full day going, hello.
I think that's how we have to start the morning tomorrow.
Welcome to the show. It's Boomer and the Bee.
I've got a great idea.
Yes.
We need to have Zayden record the intro.
Welcome to Boomer and the Bee. Yes.
I think it'd be a great intro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh man!
If that don't fire you up, your wood is what? I love it. Yes.
That is my spawn there. Here come the messages. Your son cracks me up. Have him back, please. Don't worry, Mark. I can't get rid of him, so I'm sure he'll be around. We tried once, but no, I'm kidding. Don't call. Don't call the kitty police. I'm kidding. I love my son very much. He's well taken care of. Okay. So that was always that's fun.
It was very fun. I like that.
That was fun.
Sometimes we need I think that's the perfect. What I love about this show is the perfect mix of we can go serious, we can go goofball, we can live life just like I said. To me, it's that we're at the crazy breakfast table and everybody just comes in at different points.
Well, it's the table that everyone wants to come sit at because it's fun, it's funny, we laugh, we joke. We will call down the Holy Spirit. We'll introduce you to Jesus, and we'll make you laugh every other breath in between. And that's really the goal here. Is we want you to laugh. We want you to learn. We want you to. Here's why. For me, the way I want this show to go, my favorite morning show, I've listened to them for 5 years every single day. I don't miss an hour. Like they're on for a long time. I do the podcast archives, and throughout my day, I listen to every second of their content. And to me, I feel like I've really gotten to know these guys. Like, I feel like I know their wives, I know their kids. I've watched their sons and daughters and everything go from 7th grade now into going into college and whatever else, right? And so it's just cool to just be a part of an extended family, if you will, and that's how I want our listeners to feel. I mean, honestly, I want you to feel like you can. And as soon as this coronavirus nonsense is over, we are planning a get together. We're planning a rally, if you will, a listener rally.
We're going to have a flu event.
Yeah, we're gonna call it the Supersonic Super Spreader.
Yeah, let's all get together and give each other the flu.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so ultimately, like this is what, for me, this is what it's all about. Is getting to know you guys, letting you in our lives. So the way we look at this is we go live our lives, and then we report it back to our closest friends every morning. And so I appreciate you guys. There's a lot of places in the world where if your 4.5 or almost 5-year-old son called in and made a little crazy on the you get, hey, what's that? Get in there and start talking. Hey, we don't want to listen to that. We want to listen to you talk about fill in the blank, right? And around here, one, we don't care, and two, it's not that way. You guys are you support us, you love us, you like the show for what it is, and we don't, trust me, if you think this is something we do to put on for a show, you don't know anything about us. This is just 2 hours of 24, and the other 22 are very much like this one. There is no difference. And I think it was an interesting part to watch Sandee and watch Boomer as they first came into the show, because all they knew me was the show guy, right? They didn't really know me outside. And so to watch the process of you guys watching me kind of be the same all the time, it's like, there's no way he can keep this up for 24 hours. Oh, wait.
I didn't even know you as the show guy. Let's be honest.
No. What I meant was when you got on the show, though, and then those were the only 2 hours you were exposed, and then watching the other 22, it's like, okay, he really is an idiot all the time.
Exactly.
And I'm okay with that, because that's what the people like. And so, ultimately, we're here for you, people. 866-494-9866. 866-494-WVNN. Let's fill up the phones. Let's have a phone troll segment here next go around. I want to hear from everybody. We want to hear from you. 866-494-9866. That is the old 18 Outfitters hotline. Be sure to get in there right now. Sandy Lou standing by, waiting on your call. We will hear from you next segment. In the meantime, go to thehometownheartbeat.com. Click on Bearded Bonanza unless you hate free money, in which case don't. But if you do like free money, 866-494-9866. Oh, that's the phone call. But the website is thehometownheartbeat.com. Bearded Bonanza at the top. You're listening to Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. This is News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. News starts now.
As the United States hits 10 million coronavirus cases, plans are being put in place to start distributing that Pfizer vaccine, said to be 90% effective in prevention. ABC's Steve Osinsami is outside CDC headquarters in Atlanta.
Pfizer is now planning to ask for FDA emergency use authorization of this new medicine as soon as next week for first responders like doctors and nurses, and for at-risk groups like seniors. Pfizer says at first there's only enough medicine for 25 million people worldwide. Dr. Anthony Fauci says that people getting the first shots could get them by December.
President-elect Joe Biden threatening legal action if the General Services Administration doesn't formally recognize that he was the winner of the election and give his transition team access to funding and briefing materials that are generally handed over at the end of one administration and the beginning of another. The Supreme Court hearing arguments today on the future of Obamacare. 18 Republican attorneys general trying to get the Affordable Care Act thrown out. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
My great aunt Bertha May had certain words she would not let us say at the dinner table. Nowadays, if you're a government contractor, CMMC is one of those words. Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. It's where you've got to be in the DoD world if you want to bid and win government contracts. 256-975-4758. My friends at Simple Helix, look, they're not afraid, and they can show you a cost-effective path to becoming CMMC compliant. What that means, they're going to help you navigate the process. They're going to make a plan, and they're going to get you to those big government contracts you need. Give my friends at Simple Helix a call today at 256-975-4758. That's 975-4758. Tell them the Beard sent you.
Remember being in your favorite sport clips, getting set for that great MVP haircut experience? Yeah, how about if we made that wait even shorter? Now, with Sport Clips On Deck text alerts, when you check in online or with our app, we'll text you a 15-minute heads up when it's time to head in. And when you're the next man up, you'll get another text to come take your seat. Less wait time, more prime time. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
It was a coalition of environmentalist wackos. Last year, the Center for Biological Diversity, the Animal League Defense Fund, and the Defenders of Wildlife joined forces to oppose the border wall. Their lawsuit claimed that construction of the wall would harm plants, rare wildlife habitats, and coastal birds like the California gnatcatcher. A lawsuit also claimed that President Trump did not have the right to build the wall, despite a 1996 law giving the federal government authority to construct border walls and bypass environmental rules to get the job done. Now, back in February, an appeals court sided with the Trump administration. He could build the wall over the wackos' objections, and despite the California gnatcatcher. Well, this week, the Supreme Court weighed in by refusing to hear the case, meaning the appeals court decision siding with Trump stands. Now the only thing standing in the way of the wall is the money, the funding. And that problem could be rectified immediately if Republican gnatcatchers in Congress wanted it to happen. That's really what this is about. So keep a sharp eye. More than 75% of identity theft victims who had accounts opened in their name did not find out that they had been victimized from their bank or credit card company. Don't be like them. Get LifeLock identity theft protection. LifeLock sees certain threats that you could miss if you're only monitoring your credit and bank statements. Plus, if you are a victim of identity theft, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist dedicated to your case will work to fix it. Now, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock looks out for you. They constantly monitor transactions in the billions each week, looking for evidence your identity's been stolen and is being used without your permission. Join LifeLock now. Save 25% off your first year. Call 800-440-4833. Go to LifeLock.com. Use my name, Rush, as the promo code. That's LifeLock.com, promo code RUSH, for 25% off.
When people walk through our doors, they all see something different.
A treehouse.
Our dream home.
Our cabin in the woods.
A new golf course community.
When you have every conceivable building material imaginable in place, the possibilities are limitless.
Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop. Let us bring your home improvement project to life. The best products and name brands in residential and commercial building supplies. From lumber to Benjamin Moore paints, DeWalt tools, custom millwork, doors, and more. Looking for something specific? Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is here to make sure you find the products you need to complete your home projects. Pay a visit today to Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop on Clinton Street in Athens and online at PurcellLumberandMillShop.com. Or for questions, give us a call at 256-232-6320. Purcell Lumber and Mill Shop in Athens, where builders, remodelers, and home improvement specialists come to shop.
Stay informed and entertained all day long, only on WVNN.
Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, beautiful bearded host. Check it in this morning. We've got the whole starting lineup on the field. The team is ready to go. We're entering into the second half, or the fourth quarter, really. Everybody hold up your fourth quarter of the show, and we're ready to go. Let me tell you about my friends over at MyPillow. MyPillow is the most innovative sleep company in my experience that I've ever been, that I've ever really seen. And I've been sleeping on their stuff for 2 years, and I love the pillow. The pillow changed my life. The sheets are fantastic. The mattress topper is to die for, and the towels are unbelievable. They're all made with such high quality. I think that's my thing, right? Is a lot of these radio products that you listen to, or it's all gimmicky, or it's this or it's that. And Mike Lindell is just not that way. He backs every single one of his products with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. His pillows can be washed and dried. You can literally stick them in the washer and in the dryer. That is unheard of. And so any product on the MyPillow site that you desire, you can get a discount on. It doesn't matter what it is. For instance, on the towels, buy one, get one free. On the mattress topper, 30% off. They throw in 2 free pillows. On the sheets, it's 2 for 1 price, but you get free shipping on top of that. And all you have to do is go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use promo code BEARD at checkout. Mypillow.com/radio specials. Use promo code BEARD at checkout, or call 800-889-7318, and they will take fantastic care of you. Again, experience the MyPillow difference. They're just better. They are just better. Do a little housekeeping here. So on Friday, we will be with you all day long. We're running 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. So we'll have a 5-hour show for you on Friday. I know you're fired up. I would be if I was you. The whole team won't be here the whole time, but we are working through some of that. On Monday, we'll have an extra hour with you. We should be able to keep the team here for that. So it's going to be you're going to get more of us over the course of the day. From now until the end of the year, you're gonna get a lot of little extra bumps of Boomer in the Beard and Sandee Lou, who is a really inconvenient thing called high school, and so he doesn't. Maybe when the break start. When does break happen, big guy? When do we start going to breaks?
Week after next.
Oh, it's a long way away. It doesn't help me out.
It's
for
a
Friday
long way
or Monday.
away.
I have another question for the room.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A. What's your thoughts on Chick-fil-A?
Heaven. Like literally, you eat there, you go to heaven.
Okay. What about you, Sandee?
Love their food.
Okay.
I
Connor?
love it.
Very good.
What?
I'm just saying, if anybody wants to bring some, Chick-fil-A little, mini chicks, whatever they want to do. I mean, I'm just saying, they might get a little special.
To what extent would you
something
go
from
to
the
get
salon.
free Chick-fil-A?
Free haircut all day long.
I probably wouldn't do much for it. I'd probably just pay for it.
Would you come in and impersonate an FBI agent demanding that you're supposed to get free food because Chick-fil-A's taking care of?
I feel like this was a really long setup to just come out with. And in other news, impersonates FBI officer.
I just thought this was a great story. Dallas, Georgia, a lady impersonated that she was a FBI agent, all the way down to the point when she was arrested. She was still speaking into her shirt. Would someone please let the Rockmark police department know that I've been arrested?
No way.
Wrote it to the end.
Okay, so let me break this down for you. Lady enters Chick-fil-A pretending to be FBI officer, demanding free food because she's FBI officer.
Yep.
The ruse is up. The people are there to arrest her, and as she's being put in handcuffs, she goes, Dallas Police Department, Chick-fil-A here, FBI agent so-and-so being arrested. But really?
Yes, all the way in.
If you're going to go down, go all the way down.
Yep.
It almost makes me want to try that. I mean, I think it would be fun. Just be like,
please let me know when you.
Hey, my name is Sadie Kranz. I am from
flash the badge.
FBI. Did you see that? Because I'm official and everything. And Zach, did you hear me? Okay, all right, great.
And as she's getting taken the car, she's like, and when you come, can you let Chick-fil-A know they forgot my Chick-fil-A sauce?
Hey, Zach, when you come to get me out, if you would, please, could you please bring my bottle of water from Chick-fil-A and the Chick-fil-A sauce that they forgot to put in the bag? Thank you.
Yeah. Did you like that? That was great.
When you tell a joke, please make sure it's funny.
Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting story.
Sandy, all I know is if you do go and do that, I want to know because I need to have cameras discreetly around the store.
Know. That made me.
Yeah.
That made me think. You ever seen the movie Saving Silverman? Did you ever see that movie?
I think maybe I have.
That was the one where Jack Black's in it, and they're a Neil Diamond cover band, and they're kidnapping their buddy's girlfriend because he's got married, and it broke up their band,
Yes,
Diamonds in the Rough.
I have.
There was a scene in that, I don't know if you remember, where Jack Black is breaking into the house, and he has a walkie-talkie, but he would hit the walkie-talkie, but he would still make the sound, so it'd be. And his buddy was like, "You don't have to make the sound." One of my favorite scenes from a movie. Anyway,
John from Elkmont on line 1, our resident historian, one of our favorite longtime listeners. John, 30 seconds. Bring it in here.
Oh, wow. Zach?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Zach. I can't develop this idea in 30 seconds. Maybe I'll call back sometime later.
Give it your best. Give it your best go. We'll stay with it as long as we can.
Okay, it's theological. 3 different times in the Bible, the Lord He gives me talking about the omniscience, the all-knowing, every detail. And the Lord said before He destroyed the world with water, He said, "It repenteth me that I have made man." And that gives me a complex idea about the Lord. About if He knew that back when He started, and we know He created the plan of salvation before the world was even, so He knew men was going to sin. I think He was almost surprised by the amount of sin. And there was another time when He said, "I repent that I had made Saul king over my possession Israel." And then the third time, in Hezekiah in 2 Kings was sick, He said to Isaiah, "Go and tell the man to put his house in order, he's about to die." So this is a fact He's given the prophet, and this is His determined will. Hezekiah turns his face to the wall and cries and prays, and the Lord adds 15 years to his life. Isaiah's already left, tells him to go back and tell him, "No, I've added 15 years to your life." My point is, if the Lord knew that He was going to change His mind, then He told Isaiah a wrong thing. So I think it's possible for us to even influence the Lord's will, if that's the right way to say it. And I'm not saying I know the answer. I just wanted to put those things out there.
No, that's thank you.
And this is just a country boy reading the Bible on top of a ridge. I'm not a theologian, but I've studied the Bible a long time, and I know those 3 things are in there.
No, well, thank you for the call, John. That is definitely an interesting train of thought there. Certainly, we have free will, but I don't know that. I think God will turn us over to our desires at times, but ultimately, I think His plan. I mean, what He wants is going to happen in every situation. Or let me back up. Not what He wants, but what happens will ultimately point to Him in every situation. I do know that. So that is a good idea. And so I appreciate the call, as always, John from Elkmont. One more segment when we return. We've got to get to Cavuto cutting away from McEnany, because that is maybe the worst thing I've ever seen on live television in my entire life. You're listening to Boomer and the Beard. We'll be right back. I love this.
You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat.
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their life. He didn't stop at the MyPillow. Let me tell you something. I just got my Giza Dream bed sheets, and they are unbelievable. Mike found this cotton called Giza cotton. It's incredibly soft, super breathable, extremely durable, 60-day money back. That same money back guarantee, that same 10-year warranty that you have on that MyPillow you love so much. The first night you sleep on the Giza sheets, you will never want anything else. Let me tell you something. My son He's 4. He knows the difference. He knows the difference. He said, Daddy, where are those soft sheets that Mr. Mikey sent me? I said, don't worry, kid, I got you. Pulled them out of the dryer, put them on there. Listen, you right now have a special offer. You will receive 2 for 1 low price and free shipping on the Giza Dream Sheets if you call 1-800-889-7318 or go to mypillow.com/radio specials. Use the promo code BEARD. Again, mypillow.com, radio specials, promo code BEARD.
In any home, cabinets are an instrumental part of your design. So, when you open your current cabinets, what instrument do they play? Wouldn't you rather they sounded like this? They can. It just takes one call to us.
Cabinet Express Online, North Alabama's premier cabinet supplier. Whether you want a complete custom kitchen or some of our RTA line, at Cabinet Express Online, you will get the most value out of your hard-earned money every time. Are you looking for framed or frameless? Either way, in no time at all, your dream kitchen can be a reality. And the only place you should trust to bring that dream to life is Cabinet Express Online. Schedule your free design consultation today with Cabinet Express Online. Call 256-289-7355. That's 289-7355. And online at CabinetExpressOnline.com. Design your custom kitchen today with Cabinet Express Online.
You go as hard as you can. And then a little harder.
Come on. And it was like I stepped funny, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I could barely walk on.
Okay, let's take a look.
At Lang Chiropractic, we'll help your sports performance and your overall health by improving your range of motion, flexibility, relieving inflammation, and so much more. Focusing to improve your health and wellness in all areas of your life. Whether you're having trouble with back pain, neck pain, or just want to start feeling better when you wake up in the morning, Dr. David Lang is focused on a whole person approach, finding those underlying causes and creating a personalized plan for your individual needs. Schedule your visit by calling 256-444-1600. That's 444-1600. At Lang Chiropractic on Highway 72 East in Athens in the Publix Shopping Center. Visit us online at langchiropracticcenter.com. Lang Chiropractic. We've got your back. Come see us today.
Where Alabama talks. WVNN. Depend on it.
Welcome back to Boomer and the Beard. I am Zach Walker, your big, bold, beautiful bearded host. Let me tell you about my friends at Purcell Lumber and Custom Millwork. Those guys over there are the best. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, if you're a contractor, if you've got some projects around the house, if you just need some power tools, or if you're just looking for some great customer service and a beautiful, well-maintained and updated showroom, that's the place to go. Purcell Lumber and Custom Millwork. They are your answer for all things construction, do-it-yourself projects, you name it. 256-232-6320. They're right here in Athens, and they are more than happy to serve you. Tell them the Beard sent you. They'll take great care. Again, 256-232-6320. Purcell Lumber Custom Millwork. Okay, we said we were going to talk about this. I have actually intentionally not watched this yet, waiting for this here moment. Now, that being said, I'm pretty sure I know what happens, but let's just let's go ahead and see what. Go ahead and roll that footage there, boss. Oh, and we got the spinning wheel of death. Fantastic. That's what happens when you queue something up, and it. I mean, we've had it ready to go. Okay, we will come back to that when it works. So basically, what happened was. She is standing in front of
what's been going on in some states, notably Pennsylvania, with the vote count. Let's listen in.
One party in America that opposes verifying signatures, citizenship, residency, eligibility. There is only one party in America trying to keep observers out of the count room. And that party, my friends, is the Democrat Party. You don't take these positions because you want an honest election. You don't oppose an audit of the vote because you want an accurate count. You don't oppose our efforts at sunlight and transparency because you have nothing to hide. You take these positions because you are welcoming fraud and you are welcoming illegal voting. Our position is clear. We want to protect the franchise of the American people. We want an honest, accurate, lawful count. We want maximum sunlight. We want maximum transparency. We want every legal vote to be counted, and we want every illegal vote to
Whoa. I just think we have to be very clear. She's charging, the other side is welcoming fraud and welcoming illegal voting. Unless she has more details to back that up, I can't in good countenance continue showing you this. I want to make sure that maybe they do have something to back that up, but that's an explosive charge to make, that the other side is effectively rigging and cheating. If she does bring proof of that, of course, we'll take you back. So far, she has started saying right at the outset, welcoming fraud, welcoming illegal voting. Not so fast. A little more after this.
What?
Please do not look behind the curtain.
No. Stop. Everybody stop. It's not even that. I'm not even there. I mean, I am there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm all the way there. But where this really irks me is the only mainstream media outlet that we had that we thought would, and again, I'm not saying give conservatives a voice. I'm just saying allow an uncensored, like, in what world can we not stand up and say what we think happened? I mean, she didn't levy any charges or any allegations. She said if they're unwilling to verify date stamp signatures, things like that, then they are welcoming fraudulent activity to take place. Those are true statements.
Yes.
Guess what? If I am unwilling to sit in the classroom and watch these kids to make sure they don't cheat, I am welcoming cheating on a test. Now, does that mean I'm telling you that these kids have cheated? Absolutely not. But what I'm doing is I'm putting them in an environment where cheating is more than likely or even possible. But where I land on this, there is no longer and to use the word unbiased just blows my mind, but there's not even a national news media source anymore where the President of the United States and his team can get up and share their thoughts without being censored. If that does not terrify you, screw all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. All the other stuff, throw it out the window. You know why? Because it is a symptom of the disease. The disease is the fact that America has turned away from the Constitution and turned away from God. Two separate conversations. Not going to bring God into this one. Let's talk constitutionally, okay? Your right to free speech is protected under the
Constitution.
Yeah, right? I was hoping for the amendment there, but it's okay. And so this idea of the media now being arbiters of truth is the most anti-free speech idea that exists in society today. Because what you've done is you've allowed those with a clear agenda, a clear goal, a clear desired outcome, to allow said outcome, desire, and whatever to become the metric by which they judge and therefore allow content through their filter.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like what Ray said earlier, except now this is doing it all people. In that instance, it's almost like they won't let that play because they feel like I'm too stupid to be able to figure out what she's saying, and they want me to know something different.
I think it's even worse than that. I think they know you're smart enough to know what she's saying, and they don't want you to hear it, and they're censoring. They're straight up. Look, this is going to sound radical, and when I say it, I accept that, and I'm prefacing this by telling you I know it sounds a little bit radical, but if that is not one of the number one communist regime tactics, and this is not, I mean, look, go back and look at recorded human history. Go look at where, and again, I know this is extreme, but go look at where the Nazi Party started. They were the Socialist Party of Germany, or whatever it was, right? They were not. It wasn't like death to Jews. That's not where it started, right? What was the name of their party? The National
Socialist. Hence the name Nazi.
Yeah, there you go. So I thought I was right. I just want to make sure. And so again, Go look at the Bolshevik Revolution. Go look at the USSR. Go look at the Nazi Revolution. Go look at fill in the blank. And in every single instance, one of the first things that happens is free speech disappears. Why?
Yep.
Because if only one rhetoric is allowed, then it's an echo chamber. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing they're accusing you of doing. They're accusing you of living in your conservative echo chamber the whole time, putting you in a liberal echo chamber.
In short, it is a form of brainwash. And I know that people sort of laugh at that, but honest to goodness, it is in
I would call it indoctrination.
Terms.
I would be careful with the term brainwashing.
Same thing.
No, it's not. It's totally different.
It's the same thing. You are trying to convince someone of something being a certain way, and you are continuously flooding that in on their psyche, on their memory, on their brain. You are brainwashing them. You are pushing your thoughts. You are pushing your agenda into their everyday life. That is completely and totally trying to take over what you believe in. It is completely and totally trying to make you think that what is being said is reality when it is not.
You're okay to think on your own, but you got to think like we do.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
that's the way it's been from the beginning of this whole
thing. I love this line of reasoning. Come here, Nazi. Let's heal together. Because now they're calling for us to heal with them and unite together after calling us all kinds of names. And it's like, homie, I don't play that game very well. But at the end of the day, I mean, look, that's terrifying. That was Fox News, folks.
Yep.
That was Fox News. And so I think Kayleigh McEnany is one of the best press secretaries maybe in the history of press secretaries. She's unbelievable at her job, and she's exactly what Trump needed at exactly the right time. And I hope she gets 4 more years to do it, because she might be the only Trump staffer that could actually survive more than 6, 8, 12 months. But at the end of the day, what we are witnessing now is the complete and utter destruction of free speech. And I know that sounds radical. I think it's because what we're now experiencing is radical. I think that we are headed down a very dangerous path that is again, God's sovereign in it, and no matter what happens, the outcome is going to be fine. We're going to make it. We're going to be okay, or we won't, but that will also be in his sovereignty. And so at the end of I don't know, I would just caution you very seriously, as our show concludes today, I would caution you very, very seriously to consider where you take your information in from, consider who they might, what their agenda might be, and consider how you might find information from the opposite side, the other side, because an echo chamber is never a good place to be, regardless of what side of the fence you're on. Know that we love you very much. Know that we look forward to this every single morning. We're so thankful for you and for joining us and supporting our show, and we will be back bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a fantastic day.